Once you press that button, there's no turning back. You sure you want to do this?
Do it.
Against my window.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love Snowfall, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about Snowfall Season 5, Episode 7. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And man, it's heating up, y'all. It is heating up. We got people going behind Franklin Saint's back, making deals, plotting and planning. Aunt Louie, we're starting to see her full hand, and we know once episode 8 hits, it's going to get crazy. But in episode 7, we saw your boy Uncle Jerome go out there. He tried to find Peaches. He got some answers, and of course we know Peaches, he got up out of there. He got that money, and he disappeared. The boy on that stuff. He said, you know what? I saw what he did to Rob. I ain't going out like that, so I got to plot and plan differently. You guys let me know down below. Do you believe you're going to see Peaches again, or is this it? Was that the last time that we ever going to hear about him? I got a feeling it will be a twist still when it comes to Peaches by the end of the season. I guess we got to wait and see how they're going to play it out. But let's start the recap. What did we see in episode 7? Now the episode starts off with Uncle Jerome, Aunt Louie meeting up with Leon and Franklin, and they want to know the details of the meeting that they had with Kane. Now we know in the last episode, Kane did state that the next time that he goes at Franklin, he's going to make sure he gets it right. Your boy, Uncle Jerome, ain't trying to hear that at all. Leon is talking about, we need to just talk it out, make a deal. We're not trying to go at it with Kane because it's going to cause a war. Uncle Jerome made a very good point, as I stated in the past. We are already at war. So he has the mentality of getting back at them, especially after what your boy Kane did to the whole organization in last week's episode. I mean, it was all over the place. Your boy Kane was not playing around setting up those hits. So in Uncle Jerome and in Aunt Louie's eyes, it is time for payback. Screw a deal. But you already know it's not going to go down like that, at least for right now. Leon is talking about we got to stop killing each other. He is tired of all the black on black crime. We got to think of a better way and a better outcome. Uncle Jerome is telling him after he finds Peaches, he's going to finish Kane his damn self. I mean, he wasn't playing around. And Aunt Louie tells Leon, like, how do you know this whole game plan is going to work as far as trying to neutralize Kane? We know that Kane and Leon and Franklin have a long history. I mean, he helped raise them in the streets as far as the game, and they have a very high respect for him. And after what happened to Kevin, they want to make sure that they end things on a better note. If they can prevent a war, that's exactly what they want to do. So it does make sense on that behalf. Franklin does state this is the only reason why he doesn't take out Kane just like that, is because of the respect that he has for him and who he is. But you already know Aunt Louie and Uncle Jerome, they ain't trying to hear it. Then we get to Teddy and Gustavo. Gustavo has came to pick your boy Teddy up. We know he was still recovering from those attacks a few episodes back. And this Parissa character, man, she's on one. She is telling Teddy she knows his real name. She was digging in his wallet and stuff like that. She is smiling. I mean, are you crazy? The more information that you know about Teddy, the higher chances of you being taken out. Yes, Teddy's going to use you because you are a nurse. You're able to fix him up, but still, you will become a liability. Hell, Teddy already knows you are a liability, and you're pretty much telling him every time you find out some new information about him. That is a very big mistake on her behalf, and I still believe eventually she's going to realize that Teddy is very, very dangerous, and she can't mess around with the dude, but by then it will probably be too late. Then we get to Veronique and Franklin. And of course, y'all know Veronique, she's always talking about the business and she's always talking about, closing these deals. Now, Veronique, the way she is talking, Franklin understands that his mom has said something to her. He already figured this out in the last episode because she started to act differently than she has acted in the past. And she mentions the whole CIA thing, Teddy and stuff like that. So he understands that his mom, has said something to her. And y'all know Franklin was pissed off and he plans to talk to his mother about having these conversations with Veronique. Now, Franklin does go and meet up with Teddy. He was paging him while he was talking to Veronique, and Teddy has these new demands. He's not playing around. Now, we talked about this in the What to Expect video. Teddy is not going to mess around with Franklin anymore. He puts all the blame on Franklin for what happened, which Franklin does state that it is on him. He says that Peaches gave up the information, and this is why all those hits happened. Teddy says, you know what? The next time that we had these drops, these meetings, I picked the location. You cannot come with nobody. I am your security. He is pretty much just giving him all these demands, and he's very, very aggressive and assertive. And I'm pretty sure that Franklin already knew what time it was. He knew that Teddy was going to be on one just based off those hits alone. And seeing that it was Franklin's fault in his eyes, which Franklin did take full credit for, you already know Teddy's going to be pushing way more harder. And I'm going to tell you right now, Franklin cannot afford to make any more major mistakes, because if he does, we already know what time it is. I mean, Teddy's already plotting and planning behind his back. Just imagine what's going to happen if he slips up once again. Now, Uncle Jerome, he goes out and he's looking for Peaches. Of course, he has to pay this lady off because she wasn't trying to give him any information, talking about it's confidential, it's something that she cannot do. But once Uncle Jerome pulled out that money, she changed up real quick, right? She gave him some information. She told him that Peaches was at the doctor that's there, and maybe he can get some more information from the doctor. Your boy Oakley was sitting out plotting and planning on Uncle Jerome. He saw that money that he gave up. He, of course, heard him talking about Peaches. So he said, you know what? I can use him. He can help me get my drugs later on in the episode. Now, Jerome does meet up with the doctor. He does ask him, has Peaches popped up in there? Of course, he doesn't know him by Peaches. So we find out Peaches' real name, which is D. John. Of course, the doctor doesn't remember at all. Now, he fixes up Jerome's hand and he tells him that, look, maybe you can use some counseling. You've been through a lot and counseling can actually work out. Of course, Jerome kind of plays it off, but the doctor wasn't lying at all. I mean, Jerome has been through a lot mentally. It's been a lot of pressure on him with all the killings and all the mess that he's dealing with. It has to be very, very stressful. In this episode, we got like the parallels between, soldiers with PTSD and mental issues and how they dealt with it during war compared to, of course, how the war zones is on these streets. You got a lot of black on black crime, a lot of gang violence. I mean, it's crazy, right? It is very crazy. And then you add the whole, drug issue that's going on. I mean, those similarities as far as that the mental issues makes a lot of sense. And I believe we kind of saw that in this episode. Now, Jerome does go outside and he meets Oakley. Of course, Oakley is telling him he knows where Peaches is at or whatever, and he can help Uncle Jerome find him. But first, he needs to do his little 30-minute group counseling session that he has planned. Now, Leon meets up with Kane, and he tells Kane the full truth about what really happened to his brother, Kevin. Of course, Kane wasn't really trying to hear it, but Leon did break it down to him and told him that Kevin was a liability. Kevin, he betrayed them, and his actions was going to cause a major, major war, which probably would have eliminated everybody, including Kane. You know what I'm saying? It would have been over for him as well. Now, Leon does tell him that he looked up to him growing up, that he wanted to be just like Kane. He liked the way that he moved, and, that's something that he always wanted to be like. Now, Leon does tell Kane, how about we go into business together? You can make some money. We can make sure both of our families is good. I mean, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters is the family. We need to just stop all of this beef. And Kane was thinking about it. At the end of the day, I don't believe he really wants to have like a war, but he doesn't like Franklin. And I still believe there's going to be some issues down the line when it comes to Kane, because he made it quite obvious in last week's episode that the next time he's going to get it right, and that the next time he's going to make sure his team is better. But as of right now, it does seem like the game plan that Leon set up is actually working. And we're going to find out if Kane's going to be plotting and planning behind his back in order to get revenge for what happened to his brother, Kevin. What do you guys think? Do y'all trust Kane, or do y'all think this dude going to still be on one? Now, Uncle Jerome decides to sit in on one of the counseling group sessions that they're having, and he's listening to one of the vets talking about his experience and how his mindset is, and everything that this dude was saying as far as being paranoid, don't know if today or tomorrow is going to be your last day, who gonna be coming after you. I mean, that's a lifestyle that you ain't really trying to be going through, especially if you dealing with that type of stress. And everything that he was saying, you can see on Uncle Jerome's face that that's exactly how he is feeling. Very angry and just experiencing so much mental stress. I mean, that's a lot for a person. And as I told y'all, I believe they were trying to show us the parallels and how similar being in both war zones can actually be. And we talking about military war zones and the war zone in the hood. They both can create all types of mental issues, and you got to be a strong person to be able to even survive it. Then we get back to Uncle Jerome and Oakley, and it seems like Oakley has shown us his full hand. I mean, this dude, all he wants to do is get high. He goes to the Connect spot. He's telling Jerome he needs money. We already know he needs these drugs. At the same time, he's telling Jerome that he has to do this because Curtis, or whatever his name is not going to even open the door unless he is doing business. So Jerome decides just to listen and go along with this whole game plan, but we know deep down inside, he ain't really feeling it for real. Then we get to Sissy and Franklin. They're having a conversation that we knew eventually was going to happen. Franklin asks her, did she say anything to Veronique? Because all of a sudden she's acting very, very differently. Similar to how Sissy is acting. And this is why Franklin is asking her these questions. And she is pretty much telling Franklin that she wants to get more involved. She wants to help out more. But Franklin does not want his mom's doing this. Just focus on this business that we're doing, a legitimate business, numbers, banking, and stuff like that. He don't want her telling Veronique anything at all. And he tells his mom just to keep the peace. That's all he wants is peace. He don't want no different issues going on. I mean, at the end of the day, I can understand Sissy's perspective. She wants to make sure that that baby is safe and that she's aware of what's to come, being a part of this lifestyle. Now, Aunt Louie is having a conversation with Detective Bucko. She says, you know what? I'm not going to sit around and wait for Leon to try to fix things up with Kane. I need him eliminated. And she wants Detective Buckley to do this. And he wasn't really trying to do it for real. Even though they agreed on a price, this dude ain't really trying to do it because he understands those consequences on what's going to happen. We know earlier on in the episode, Aunt Louie was talking about taking out Kane, but make it look like someone else did it. Leon did not agree. He doesn't want to see a cop take out a dude that helped raise them. That is what he stated in this episode, but it seems like Aunt Louie doesn't give a damn. She's like, screw all that. It is time to go ahead and get rid of Kane at all costs. But there will be consequences. I'm telling you that right now. This is the main reason why Detective Buckley was very hesitant in my opinion. Then we get to Gustavo and Teddy, and it seems like Teddy is showing a lot of trust to Gustavo, and he has all these devices. He is trying to track your boy Franklin, and he's talking about he's going to need 2 people, and he wants Gustavo's help. Now, he does tell Gustavo that he's sorry that he left when that shootout happened, and it won't happen again or whatever, but he just kind of lost it when he got hit. I'm going to tell you right now, Gustavo is not falling for it. He's going to make it seem like Teddy can trust him. But in my opinion, I believe that Gustavo's loyalty will be with Franklin, especially after what we saw from Franklin in the last episode. Franklin had a decision to make. Gustavo told Franklin that he thought he was not going to come back and save him when they got hemmed up, right? Franklin came back and he made sure Gustavo was good. He showed that he was loyal to Gustavo, and that alone is going to make Gustavo say, you know what? I'm going to look out for Franklin. So I believe Gustavo is just going to play his position up until the right time, and he's going to help Franklin get rid of Teddy. I mean, this is a guy that cannot be trusted. He's already shown you this season, and he's already told Gustavo that no one really cares, and he was talking about himself. So we gonna see, man, but hopefully Gustavo does what needs to be done. Now, right after they showed us all the little wiretapping and tracking devices that Teddy had, we get to your girl Sissy, and she is thinking about putting that device in Franklin's office. We know she got the pen from Ruben, and she was plotting and planning. She thought about it, but remember, if she does this, this can possibly compromise Franklin, and we already know whatever agency that Ruben is working for, they're not going to give a damn about Franklin. Sissy has already stated this, so we're going to see what she's going to do with this down the line, but I got a feeling it's going to be very, very interesting, and she just may do it, y'all. But y'all let me know, what do y'all think Sissy is going to do down the line? Will she actually make this move, or will she end up keeping the thing to herself and just say, you know what, she's going to play it out that way? Then we get to Aunt Louie, Franklin, and Leon. Leon tells her, like, look, they made a deal with Kane. He's just going to end up doing business with them as far as, you know, the whole cocaine move. And that's it. They ain't really trying to be going to war. This is pretty much compromised as of right now. Aunt Louie, you can tell by her facial expression, she felt some type of way about that. She doesn't trust Kane at all, and she wants to eliminate him, especially after what happened in the past. And of course, she plays it off like, okay, good, everything is good. We got the targets off our back. It is peace in the land. But we already know Aunt Louie was going to plot and plan just based off how she was looking. This is going to end bad, man. I'm telling you right now, this whole war between Aunt Louie and Franklin and her going behind his back, I just cannot see it ending well. Then we get back to Uncle Jerome and Oakley. And Jerome was like, look, he is tired of playing around. He know this dude is running game. And he tells the dude, like, look, I am the game. Like, you ain't gonna sit up here and be playing me. So what time is it? Where is Peaches? You playing around. Well, Uncle Jerome said he is the game. I'm not gonna lie. I straight up thought about your boy Triple H. Because y'all know Triple H be like, I am the game. And I am that damn good. I thought Jerome's gonna say that. But nah, he didn't say that. He just told the dude, like, look, I'm the game. You're not gonna play around with me. And he's just trying to figure out where in the hell is Peaches. Now, Oakley ends up telling him, like, man, Peaches has been here. And Uncle Jerome finds out that Peaches is a damn junkie. He couldn't believe it. He is like, really? Like, ain't no way. But he's like, yes, he is a junkie. And he told him if he can pull it off, he will just run. And he does mention that Peaches probably went to Thailand. He talked about it a lot. The other guy said Burma. And we know that Burma is in Asia. So Peaches is up out of here from what they saying. And I guess the whole game plan was executed the right way. When Peaches saw what Franklin did to Rob, he said, you know what? I can't go through that. I got to get up out of here. I already know the different fan theories about Peaches' character was, of course, the whole HIV thing, the Agent Orange, and of course, him just being a drug addict. Well, I guess one of them did come true. We know the dude is a damn junkie. At the end of the day, we know he was visiting the doctor. We don't know all of his medical issues. But as I told y'all, what do y'all think about Peaches? Do y'all think that that is the end of the Peaches storyline? Or will we end up seeing some more of his character by the end of the season? Well, we're going to find out. I'm telling you right now, I think it is still going to be some more answers about his character. Hopefully we get that closing, but we going to see. But Uncle Jerome was brought to tears, man, when he saw that junkie in there, of course, with the needle. He couldn't take it. We saw the tear drop down his eye, and he was just like, man, what a waste of life. Like, he just couldn't believe it. And he's like, deep down inside, he don't want to be a part of this. He wants to go back and do what he's been doing as far as from the past, the whole Jem and Jerome thing, helping out within the community, giving back. And that's what he really wants to do for real. And it took for all this to happen for him to actually realize his true vision. But as that doctor told him, I believe that Jerome is going to need some counseling. He needs to get his mind right because he's going through a lot. And being in this game can definitely have a major effect on you. And it can take over in a negative way. Now we get to your boy Teddy. He has to get patched up once again by Parissa. And I'm going to tell you right now, this girl cannot be trusted. Teddy, he can't be trusted. And we know that she knows a lot about him and how he's operating. And I'm going to tell you right now, she is going to be a liability. Now, we know Teddy does end up clapping those cheeks, and she was happy. This girl is a freak. She's been a super freak since we've seen her. I mean, she was doing things while Teddy was kind of unconscious. I'm looking like, really? Like, this girl is really on one, man. She is trying to live out her fantasies when it comes to Teddy. But Teddy is caught up in it right now. We're going to see if he's going to continue to be caught up in it, or will he, of course, come to reality and understand that this girl could use information on him. I believe eventually he's going to have to take her out, but we going to see. Then we get to Jerome and Aunt Louie. He is telling Aunt Louie whatever she wants to do when it comes to Kane, he is down for it. He's going to protect her at all costs. Jerome does tell Louie, like, look, I want to get back to serving the community, to building up businesses, to stop this, black on black crime. Pretty much the stuff that Leon was talking about at the very beginning of the episode. Jerome, he kind of wants to do. And he tells her, like, look, I want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? We might as well just get married. We know Jerome is going to propose to Aunt Louie eventually. If you watched the official trailer for this season, you already knew they was going to end up having a wedding. So it was just a matter of time before we saw this actual scene in the whole setup. I got a feeling this is not going to end well. This whole marriage and this love life that these two have, to me, represents the end for someone. Someone is going. I do not see Uncle Jerome or Aunt Louie both surviving. Out of the two, I believe one of them is going to end up dying this season. Now, I could be completely wrong, but I just got that funny feeling. In the way that Aunt Louie is moving, she is moving very, very dangerous by going behind Franklin's back, making all of these moves. So this whole war between the family is definitely coming. If you've seen the episode 8 trailer, you already know the tensions are going to get very, very high. Then we get to Veronique and Franklin, and they're talking about the deal that he has made with Kane. And she's telling him, like, look, do you actually believe this? Like, why would he even, make this move? And Franklin tells her that's because he wants to look out for his family, and it is the best move as of right now. Now, Veronique does make a very interesting point, stating that they make deals there all the time, and usually deals with bad faith have bad consequences. And she does give a good example. She tells him that her mom told her that if you deal with liars your entire life, eventually you're going to be able to suss one out. So we know it's a lot of liars around Franklin, and the whole deal that he got with Kane, I don't believe that is 100% the truth. I believe that Kane is plotting and planning. We know that Aunt Louie is plotting and planning. I mean, no one can really be trusted. Teddy is plotting and planning. His mom is plotting and planning. At the end of the day, he's going to have to figure all this out. He's going to have to make a move, and these moves that he's going to make is going to be probably the most difficult moves in his life, because it's sad that these moves will have to be against his own family. Now, you guys let me know what you think is happening right here. Teddy meets up with this guy, and apparently it seems like he is trying to get some funds transferred to an untraceable account. And I would not be surprised if Teddy is trying to get Franklin's information and use that in order to get all of his money. We know he has the wiretapping, equipment, all the tracking devices that he was going over with Gustavo. I would not be surprised, man, if this dude is doing it and trying to get back at Franklin. We already know Teddy's been plotting and planning. And if he is trying to do this, y'all, I hope Gustavo does not go through with the game plan. I hope Gustavo does let Franklin know what time it is when it comes to Teddy. This dude been plotting and planning. And as I told you guys, Gustavo, he needs to be creating the whole game plan himself when it comes to Teddy, because the dude cannot be trusted. Now, Aunt Louie goes back and has a conversation with Detective Bucko, and he asked her one final time, do you want me to actually go out there and make this move? Because once I do this, you can never go back. It's just going to happen. You're going to have to deal with those consequences. Aunt Louie, she looked for a second, didn't hesitate, and she said, you know what? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get it done. So this whole Kane move that is about to happen is going to be a very, very crucial move, and it's going to yield some deadly consequences for someone. Now, Uncle Jerome goes back to the hood, and he is reminiscing. He's like, look, I got to get back. I got to get it back to the old me. I got to get back out there, start lifting, start giving back to the community, having barbecues. I mean, that's what Jerome really wants to do. And we're going to see some of that happen in this season, I believe. Uncle Jerome is really just trying to focus on the positive and, some of the things that he actually intended to do at the very beginning. Getting caught up in the drug game, it's a lot. And I believe he lost his vision. But now, after what he's been through in this episode, it's a little bit more clear. And he understands that he has to, fulfill his purpose. But you guys let me know, man, what do you think is going to happen for the rest of the season? It's getting very, very interesting. You get all these people plotting and planning behind Franklin's back. And when he finds out, I truly believe he's going to make them pay. But we know it's going to be some bodies that's going to get dropped off. And it's not going to end well for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait to see what's next. You guys leave your theories, predictions, leave it all down below. I will catch y'all for the episode 8 What to Expect video very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. But thank you guys for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.